I know, Arlo, you want a little bit of history, and there's a lot of that information on the website, but I'll give you kind of a little bit of a history of me and my little family that I've gathered around here. Um, my name's Joe Grumbine. I'm a cannabis patient, but I'm more of a provider than a patient. I mean, I take cannabis for my general well-being and for pain and legitimate medical reasons, but personally I believe that cannabis is a preventative medicine as much, if not more than a curative medicine. And if you understand nutrition and health and the value of sleep and the devastating effects of stress, and to realize that a couple of hits or a couple of drops or a vaporizer of this plant can relieve stress, allow sleep, and encourage appetite. That's the key to health in any school of thought of natural medicine or even allopathic medicine. So that's my position. I believe that you don't need to be riddled with a severe illness to have cannabis be good medicine. And because of that, I encourage most people uh, you know, to take advantage of what this plant has to offer. I come from a place of a natural medicine student, and I've grown medicinal herbs for almost 30 years, and I've used cannabis for over 30 years. And at one point I realized its therapeutic value and began to incorporate it into my teaching. And so I've been a teacher of natural healing as well as organic gardening, and anything I learn I try to teach. And so that's been part of my life's background as a teacher. Although I don't even have a college degree, I'm just a regular guy that is too busy working to get educated. I began providing medicine to patients on a formal basis in 2008. I opened up a collective, although prior to that I've provided medicine informally since the late 80s to people that needed it, and have found amazing results, from chemotherapy to hepatitis to all sorts of varying ailments. I became an activist shortly after that when I realized that the city was starting to cause us problems. So I began to challenge the city and encourage people to show up and show up at council meetings and speak out for the patients. And shortly after that, I got arrested, and I come to realize that our justice system is a big mess. And I know in Chicago, you guys don't even have protection of a medical law. And so the need to stand together and support each other is just huge. And you have to do it smart, and you have to not give them any reason to attack us. And so we have to kind of pay a little bit of attention to how we look and how we talk and where we go and what we do a little bit more than some people. And we have freedom to do whatever we want, but if we want to accomplish certain things, we have to be smart about it. So anyways, I ended up getting caught up in the legal system, arrested, charged with crimes, and I realized at that point that this was not okay, and I became a full-time activist at that point. And so I began to go speak wherever I could and reach out, and found lots of activist groups, and realized that most of them were somewhat impotent, and it was kind of a club that people got together and bitched about things, and I didn't see a whole lot of real action going on. So I encourage people to participate through court support and speaking out and writing letters and calling up your elected officials, setting appointments with them, and actually taking action. People come to me all the time and say, I want to help out, but I don't know, I'm just one person, what can I do? And I've realized that you can do so much. You can do, the second you make the decision in your brain, and this is the most important thing, this is the most difficult thing, this is the thing that counts more than anything else. If you wake up in the morning and decide, from this point forward, I'm going to be part of this movement in a productive way, I'm going to be part of the solution, and everything else will fall into place. That's all you got to do, though. You got to make that decision in your head and say, at this point now, I'm an activist. You don't have to change the way you look, you don't have to change the way you talk, you don't have to change anything else. Just that in your head. And all of a sudden, magically, out of nowhere, somebody will come upon you and ask you a question that nobody had ever done before. It'll happen, I guarantee it. You'll find yourself in a situation where you'll be able to educate somebody. You'll be able to talk in front of a group of people. It'll just happen. So making that decision is all the difference in the world. So ultimately, back out of our history.